Hello YouTube here, it's Lisa Stade of the YouTube channel of Lisa Stade and Hitler Obsessed. I'm recording from Consumers River College's, cafeteria here on a bit of a break from my studies and my classes, between my classes there. And I wanted to, make a video about a couple of things I've noticed that some people have asked me over time due to all lovely current events, and I've been keeping up to date on the whole Ukraine thing, and if Vladimir Putin is the next Hitler. Yes, people have actually asked me this. It's weird, I know. I personally don't think that Putin is the next Hitler because there is a checklist to being another Hitler. Just like the real Hitler was a mass murdering genocidal dictator, yes, he does violate freedom of speech. That's something Hitler does. I don't know a whole lot about Putin, so I'm just going, by the seat of my pants on with Hitler. I know a lot about Adolf Hitler, but like what I think there is that Putin, he has a point with the whole Ukraine having neo-Nazis, because yes, they do have an issue with neo-Nazis in the Ukraine and being given aid and support by the Ukrainian government. That is something that is a problem there as well as in Russia. I think because definitely since, when you have countries that have corruption in their government and stuff, you have people that go more for those extremist ideologies. And if governments are sending support, yeah. I think it's more of, in my opinion, Putin's calling, what's his name, the Ukrainian president, being like, the pot calling the kettle black. But yeah, do I think that Putin has committed stuff like ethnic cleansing? Like I said, I don't know a whole much about the guy. I think he's a KGB agent too. So that's something Hitler was never part of. He was never a Secret Service guy. He had the SS. But I don't support, the war in Ukraine. I don't support either side. I think that's just pointless. I think they should have had diplomacy first before doing this. And yes, this video is probably going to get demonetized, and it's just pretty much more just pointless waffling. But with Hitler, he was more into mass murder, ethnic cleansing, genocide stuff because of the ideology of the Nazis. And he also led support to fascists in other countries too. So, usually for his aim, so he could control those areas when he invaded or annexed or took over a country. But do I think that Putin is the next Hitler? No, not by a long shot. I think that from what I found out from comments about that, it came from the lukewarm oven called Twitter. That's where these comments are surfacing from, and I guess the president of Ukraine, who's also got some problems in his own issue. It's kind of like, with the biblical scripture of, worrying about the splinter in your neighbor's hand or your enemy's hand versus, the plank in your eye. I think both the guys have planks in their eyes. They don't got splinters. None of them do. They probably have just planks in their eyes. Some 2x4s up their eye sockets there. But yeah, a lot of people have asked me that. So they wanted to know some of my feedback. I've also heard recently, as a bit of an update I'll bring up to my channel, that a couple of people thought that my impressions were very good. How I challenged the idea that yes, Adolf Hitler was capable of human emotions like the rest of us. That goes to my support of Israeli Mossad agent who was involved in the capture of Adolf Eichmann. Oh boy, Windows, could you stop with the pop-ups? Just to turn off my notifications would be great. But one of the Mossad agents that was involved in capturing Adolf Eichmann, he really said, there's the potential for all of us to become like Eichmann, You, me, anyone, any human. And the same goes for Hitler, He had the same capable human emotions. He was capable of doing, as a human, I would have to say good, and if not horrible, evil things, which he is famous for doing horrible, evil things and mass murder and stuff. All of us are capable of that, Any one of us is capable of doing what Hitler was capable of, because we are human. We have that ability to really screw up things. And from what history has taught us, it's humans do that, and then we never learn. And then we like to point the finger and say, well, that person was evil and horrible. I mean, I go on and on and on about the whole idea of, in history, you never try to pick sides on when you're doing research in history. You just never do that. You keep a neutral stance, and you're supposed to keep a neutral stance in order to do good quality research. There's reasons why. In order to understand history and the causes and events and stuff and what leads to things, you can't really pick sides, because then you really screw things up. Definitely when you deal with historical figures. Definitely when you deal with especially figures like Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin, and the Nazis and Mao Zedong, or other dictators and tyrants like Kim Jong-un in North Korea. You can't pick sides. I think that says a lot with even today's situation in the news, with the pandemic. You can't really pick sides. Each country had its own little F-ups in how we handled it, and its own little successes. Same thing with, I guess, bring back to the Ukraine thing. Same thing there. I probably know this video probably could get taken down, could get censored. But I prefer to be out there in the open, as I recommended, to give a little bit of hindsight of why it's important to study your history. If we look at today's situation, it's definitely a precursor to things that might come back, and not good things. And the importance of why we should put more effort into our studying of history. And not leave comments like a certain history professor I know and am paying tuition to. Glory to Ukraine. Don't put this stuff up there. Just don't. If you really want to help, maybe actually lend some actual support. Or just, if you're going to leave that stuff, go become cannon fodder on the battlefield. Probably better. Don't leave stuff like, I hope Russia could, realize what Putin was doing. Just like, Tsar Nicholas II handled World War II. Stop it. A college online homepage or any kind of homepage isn't a place where you put your propaganda. If you want to put something that's propaganda or whatever spin you want there, that's not going to lend any help or anything to a problem in our society, it's better that you don't put the stuff there than put it there and treat whatever you're putting it on like it's the front page of the Volkester Becuase, which is the Nazi Party's main newspaper. Just don't. Actually do something. Don't put stuff like that. This is pointless. It's like, when people do that kind of stuff in memorials. If you're really going to help someone, or with any cause or whatever, I see this all the time in the disability community. They don't do squat. they're like, oh, here's a little support or whatever, we support it, blah, blah, do a walk for autism. No, they don't even start, I'm almost near that 15-minute mark. But people don't even do, actual help. For example, with helping, autism awareness, or people with Asperger's get their voice heard. Maybe fighting against discrimination instead of these cute little walks or light it up blue. I should be saying this video for April Fool's for this one. This isn't helping. But it's the same mindset. It's a feel-good dopamine sword for your self-absorbed ego that needs to be punched a hole in. You narcissist. It does no help. Do something instead of this. I don't care what. Just do something that's productive and gonna fix a problem. That's all. Yeah, I know I'm kind of a bit upset about, YouTube taking down historical footage of Hitler's speech. They mistook it for another YouTube channel. My support to footage forums goes out here for that Hitler video. I liked it so much I put it as a playlist. I understood the historical context of this thing's existence. I knew that most people in the history community would use that for history than neo-Nazis. We have more history buffs on YouTube than we do on neo-Nazis or white supremacists on YouTube. That's the majority that would use it, is the history buffs. But that's for another video for another time. Well, it's Lisa Stayed here signing off, telling you to make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, set the notification bell to all, and make sure to subscribe to Lisa Stayed and to Hitler Obsessed. And make sure to, you can donate to make sure if you want to, just make sure to donate to my Patreon or my Subscribe stall. You can go to my BitChute channel on BitChute.com. That's Lisa Marie Stayed. That's one word, Lisa Marie Stayed. You can go to my Facebook account or my Messenger, Facebook Messenger account of Lisa Stayed. Send me a friend request or leave me a comment. I love to hear you guys' feedbacks, especially on my videos. Or you could do both. You could send me a friend request, leave me feedback. I'll try to get time available for you. It's my studies and stuff. And, make sure to share this video. Thanks. Bye. Okay, at least I got